Welcome back in. If you own an ATV or any type of watercraft, we're on your side this Money Tuesday with advice that will hopefully keep you from sinking financially. Stewart Welsh from the Welsh Group joins us with advice on protecting more than just your vessel. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Everybody likes to have their toys if they can afford them, but there's more investment they need to make with that, don't they?
They do. I think a lot of people they'll trailer a boat and maybe park it in their yard, and they maybe use it infrequently. Maybe they'll use it a few times in the summer.
Right.
And so they don't think about insuring it.
Yeah.
And listen, I have 3 people I know who have been involved in boating accidents where there was a death. So
really? Oh, wow.
yeah, so it is, and you hear about them. And what you don't hear about is you might hear the story, but what you don't hear is the aftermath. And the aftermath
civil litigation.
There'll be a civil litigation, and if you don't have insurance, then you're the one on the hook. And these claims can be in the hundreds of thousands, in some cases millions of dollars, because you have like a young child who's injured or a young child who's killed.
So what types of coverage should people consider?
So I think what they want to do is, I think the first thing you want to do is you want to start out with an inventory. Just make a list of all your toys, because a lot of times you don't think about the four-wheeler that you got tucked away or the boat that you use infrequently. So make sure you make a list of them, and then you want to get with your agent and you want to get at a minimum liability coverage. Okay. And so that liability coverage is not typically very expensive, Mike, but and it may be $100 to $200, and people may say, I don't want to pay $200, I'm only going to use it 2 or 3 times a year, but it only takes a moment for an accident to happen.
Right, sure.
And then I think you think about, so that's just basic liability coverage, and then I think you want to think about, do I want other coverages? So that'd be like property damages. You know, you run into something in your boat, who's going to pay to fix it? Well, is it the insurance company or is it you? And so you can get that property coverage. And then finally, I think maybe my agent, Kelly Byrne, who's with J.H. Berry, he said this is probably the most important thing to consider, and that is an umbrella liability policy. And
you can get a lot of coverage on that and it's not that costly.
It's very inexpensive, but it's a separate policy, and it usually has a very high deductible, maybe $300,000, $500,000, but it coordinates with everything else, and it carries your liability insurance for at least $1 million. So it can be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, which goes in $1 million increments. But that can save you in the case of a really bad claim.
You don't want that, and certainly you know your heart goes out to anybody who's affected by that.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, you do have to protect yourself too.
Well, you want to protect your family's finances, and that's how you do it.
Absolutely. So, as your mom might have told you, but be sure you better shop around. Stuart Welsh, we do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.